Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all doing well. And today, my friends, we're back with a Warhammer 2 showdown. It's going to be Norsca versus the Wood Elves. We have Old Man Wulfric facing off against your boy DURTHU. So DURTHU's coming in with a very scary build, and this is a tournament-style build that Falcon was kind of showing me here. So essentially what you do is you get DURTHU, you get another tree man, you get a bunch of spears, and you stand in essentially a sort of box, right? So then the Norscan army has to kind of envelop and surround that box, which is incredibly tough to kill and also can punish you with Flock of Doom. And you envelop the Norscan army with cycle charging cavalry and just mass glade riders with missiles, and it is extremely obnoxious to deal with. So you guys are about to see the wrath of this build for sure. And for my Norskins, the front line is going to be Marauder champions, which are pretty good in my experience against Wood Elves. They can endure the missile fire due to the armor as well as the shields. They outtrade pretty much all the Wood Elf infantry, except with the exception of Blade Singers, and yeah, not bad. We got 2 javelins. We have a couple Marauder horsemen, some Condom Wolves, the premier condom brand of the old world. Shout out to the Skin Wolves here. And Wulfric the Wanderer with a boat. We got a Firecaster with Burning Head and Fireball, and some Frost Wolves in the bushes. And that is it. So let us see how this battle unfolds and see if Norsca can overcome the wrath of the Wood Elves. So the Wood Elves going to be moving out with a fair amount of missile play. So we do have Glade Riders poking, looking for opportunities. The big thing, if you're the Wood Elf player in this situation, is what can kill DURTHU and the Tree Men here? Well, there's only really a couple things. It is the Hunters with Javelins and maybe the Skin Wolves. So if you just allocate all of your missile fire into those units, you're generally going to get your money's worth, right? Wulfric kind of can with the Balefiend. Like, he's a good fighter, but Wulfric, has very low armor piercing, so it's not going to be great. Now, a bit of a charge from the Wood Elves in the front, hammering into the Marauder champions, and doing a fair amount of damage, actually. I kind of expected my guys to do more in the return. Granted, the Sisters of Thorn also took a bit of HP damage, so wasn't the worst thing in the world. So my missile units are now going to be rallying back up towards the front line, now that the Marauder champions are about to do battle here. Wulfric just circling about, looking for an opportunity to goon some champions, and that's what he's all about here. And here they come, looking to fight the spears. The big tree people shall be moving in. You guys ready to see some branches stomping the yard? Wood Elves are such a cool faction, man. Incredibly rad. So big branch slaps. DURTHU also going to be slapping the base on some of these units, getting some big cleaving attacks. And the Marauder champions not having a great time. Condom Wolves do overextend a little bit, so a little bit of a lapse in micro on my part. But nonetheless, they are going to be taking a fight versus some of the Glade Rider spears, which isn't the worst fight in the world for them. And also some Frost Wolves are going to be jumping back out to help them. So Fireball going downtown, going to be slamming into one of the trees. Big Flock of Doom coming in from Falcon. Javelins moving up. And now the Frost Wolves will be coming to help, although I think I might have given a bit of a poor attack order. And yeah, the fighting's a little bit weird, but we do get a good surround here. So we surround the Glade Riders with spears. This unit's going to get destroyed, but I'm also sacrificing one Skin Wolf here. But overall, the fight's really not terrible. But if these guys waver and break, that could actually be a little bit precarious, especially considering he can get beautiful crossfire from all these missiles here. And you can see, yeah, the Curse of Onrare's gone down. His missile fire is doing a bunch of damage. And honestly, I do finally have the Javelins in here. So they're going to start pouring on some damage, and my Marauder front line actually breaking pretty quickly considering, although, not necessarily. Champions fighting over here. We got some on the far side. These guys in the middle are holding on. The big trees are here, and they're still slapping the base on my poor Marauder champions in the middle. Now, my Vanguard force, the mobility kind of got owned a little bit. These wolves temporarily broke and came back. I think there might have been a terror route from some of the big trees. I'm trying to retreat them back right now and just trying to wear down DURTHU. We are getting him a little bit low. Wulfric and the Balefiend are going to be jumping in on him, and with a little bit of Javelin support, we're actually getting good work, but another great Flock of Doom right there. Just such a value city. Foe Seeker active. DURTHU's in the danger zone a little bit, but the Wood Elf mobility is still very strong. I mean, they have good ammo. Condom Wolves going to be charging into the Sisters of Thorn, but for some reason their charge didn't quite complete there, but it's all good. They tried their best, and they might be able to trade okay. We got some Marauder horsemen of our own moving in, and Big Daddy DURTHU is getting worn down, pulling the balance of power back to the middle a little bit. But chasing him is a little bit risky. They're spears and Glade Riders, so I was kind of like, let's just fight the Tree Man here. But the Tree Man still kicks the butt of Wulfric. I was like, man, where's Throg when you need him? Throg would have been great this game, but that's what's kind of unorthodox about this Wood Elf build. Like, my build is kind of designed to slow push a mass, like Waywatcher, kiting style build, and really like do that. But then he comes in with double trees and really kind of catches me off guard. So we get a big Burning Head, break those Eternal Guard right there. And Wulfric is back and looking to get after DURTHU. Although the Glade Riders with the Hagbane tips, cleaning up all my missile pieces. And most of my army, with the exception of the heavy infantry, are actually kind of in the danger zone. Fireball. DURTHU gets smacked right in the face, and of course his armor is going to be mitigating a fair amount of that damage. Balefiends have good armor piercing and armor sundering, which is very nice. So we might be able to get DURTHU here. And I do use the Sea Fang right here just to do a little bit of damage. There weren't too many good targets, maybe these spears, but I didn't want to friendly fire my own guys. DURTHU getting a little bit low of 1500 HP, but Wulfric hasn't hit him in quite some time, and you can see his armor really mitigates that damage. And beautiful, beautiful Wood Elf focus fire here. As Wulfric gets absolutely karate chopped, and now the Premier Balefiend's going to be trying The Marauder champions giving it their all, but overall, man, they just weren't able to carry the day. We've absorbed a lot of the damage, but the big tree stands firm despite not having any healing in this build. It's just kind of a DURTHU Flock of Doom curse type build, which is good. My Bale Fiend is just going to be getting put in the dreaded sandwich here, and I don't think he's going to be long for this earth as he literally gets stomped on. The bad manners from the double trees here, and we do have a couple Marauders left, and that's it. So GG, well played. Honestly, to be fair, I'm not good at Norsca. Just a bit of a disclaimer here. And, I'm playing the Dark Lord, who's very, very good at Wood Elves. But, the build, I felt like it was okay. Maybe a couple mis-executions. Like, I need to be more conservative with the Skin Wolves and keep them back and just, like, let the infantry absorb the shots. Like, perhaps. But then the Javelins just get free-fired. If I don't, like, put enough pressure up on the backfield, then I kind of get my stuff wrecked a little bit. Maybe some, like one of those, like, Frostwolf Chariots to, like, just, like, move out and screen and, like, try and fight a little bit in those blobs. It's hard to say. Or even a wider Norscan build, you could just go with like a ton of Marauders, and then, because if you go with Marauders, then you can get other like big threats, right? You can get like more Javelins. I could come in with like 4 Javelins, for example. Let's actually do a little bit of theory crafting. Well played. That was a fun game for sure. Definitely a reminder of the what Wood Elves are capable of here. So for Norsca, and it's kind of a little bit pointless to theory craft on Norsca because they're most likely going to get a rework. They're just like a super haggard faction overall. Kind of just suck. I probably would have never bring Throg in that matchup. I just feel like he's a little bit too risky. Probably still Wolfric on horseback, I think, is the way. And we can cut some abilities here. Sword of Torgal, you could bring that. Why not? So Balefiend to Fire felt pretty great. You want to keep the missile resist. Fireball, Burning Head, and maybe Flaming Sword of Ruin too. I feel like that could be useful. So then what if we go something a little bit cheaper? You don't want Berserkers. They're just going to get shot to pieces. So we go like more Marauder spam. We go more Javelin spam, because like 4 Glade Riders won't be able to get through 4 Javelins very effectively, right? From here, do we want Horsemen of our own? I'm like, can I bring some of these like ROR units that they have? That would be pretty cool too. Get some Marauder Icewolf Chariots, might be decent just for like the mass armor as well as the Frostbite. And then do we want double Manticore? I don't think so. Wood Elves are pretty good against Manticores. They can like rampage them into spears. Armored Condom Wolves might be good, because then they're durable against all those units, and they also have their regeneration. We can go ahead and get a single... Now we need to just get Marauder Champs, or Marauder Horsemen as well. Not Throwing Axes. Throwing Axes could be good against DURTHU, but I think Quad Javelins will do it. Like, this build, I would actually feel really confident going in and potentially beating that Wood Elf build. You might struggle a little bit against the infantry, because you don't have a lot of infantry killing power, but that's what the Marauder Icewolf Chariot's for, that's what Burning Head's for, that's what Wolfric's for, with Seafang. So I think a build like this could be good. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. GG to my opponent, and that is it for now.